Next on Startup, we head to Minneapolis, Minnesota to talk to Bob, a man of many careers who started Above the Falls, a kayak rental and tour company that takes people up the Mississippi River. Then we head over to Madison, Wisconsin to talk to Henry, Andrew, and Giotto, three college buddies who love beer and online technology and started Mobcraft, the world's first crowdsourced brewery. All of this and more is next on Startup.
It all starts with an idea, and everyone has them. In the world of business, where you choose to take your idea determines where your idea will take you. Baker College is proud to support Startup and those who dare to share their ideas with the world.
The American small business was built on one thing: relationships. And every time a customer walks through the door, a new one begins. Pay Anywhere was built to help entrepreneurs do what they do best. So keep loving what you do. Just get paid for it. Pay Anywhere.
The Chevrolet Volt, an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
American Express is proud to support Startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
My name is Gary Brado, and I'm a documentary filmmaker and an entrepreneur. The economy is in less than perfect shape, and when the jobs go away, there's nothing left to do but get up and get creative. And there are people all over America doing just that. It's estimated that up to 85% of new businesses fail. So I'm going coast to coast to hear the personal stories of the people who beat the odds and started a successful business from the ground up. This is Startup. I'm on 3rd Avenue North in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm going to talk to Bob, who created Above the Falls Sports, a kayak tour company that takes people on a wild adventure down the mighty Mississippi River. Let's go hear his story. The Mississippi River is one of the world's major river systems in size, habitat, diversity, and biological productivity. More than 50 cities rely on the Mississippi for their daily water supply, and the mighty Miss has always been a source of revenue, as more than 60% of all grain exported from the U.S. is shipped on the Mississippi through the Port of New Orleans and the Port of South Louisiana. Bob has always appreciated the river, but when he found a way to combine a small business concept with his favorite sport, kayaking, Above the Falls was born. Tell me where we are right now. What is this shop and some of this, all this fun stuff around us?
Well, what's really cool about this shop is that I live right on the other side of the track. So I've been going past this building forever, since 2003. I have a friend that works next door who's a fine furniture builder. Okay. He and I worked together back in the 70s on furniture. Mm-hmm. He continued to work his furniture. I was fired for bad belt sanding. Yeah. This used to be a place for motorcycles. So they used a motorcycle rental shop out of here. When those guys cleared out, I came over and I talked to my friend Richard, and I said, you know, I wonder if they'd be interested in leasing this to us for a little boat business.
Yeah.
So it's perfect for what we do. We call this our boat livery. I grew up in New Jersey, and I graduated from college in 1972.
Where'd you go?
I went to Williams College in Massachusetts. I played hockey.
No kidding.
And the people I played hockey with were Minnesotans. When my wife and I were thinking about what are we going to do next, she's from Chicago, I'm from the New York area. Yeah. We didn't want to stay in those particular areas, so we came, visited here. We went up to the Boundary Waters in Minnesota. We hung around the city where we have this great university and a tremendous college community, and we just stayed here.
So what are some of this stuff here? Is this just your life jackets and some equipment that you send out when people come in to rent?
When it's fall, when it's spring, we like people to have clothing that is weather appropriate. Mm-hmm. So we have windbreakers. These are called dry tops. We have semi-dry tops. We have dry bottoms. These are wetsuits. So when our group goes out, we have training early in May with our guides. So when we go out early in May, it may be warm. The weather may be warm, but the water will still be cold. Everything that a person needs to go out on that water with us we have, whether it's sunscreen, whether it's sunglasses, whether it's hats, and so forth and so on.
The first bridge built across the Mississippi River was in 1855, and the first railroad bridge finished a year later in 1856. How many total do you have? What did it take to fill up this business?
We say we have capacity to take 40 people out at once.
What do the boats run a piece?
The way it works is, for us, we actually sell our boats at the end of the year because in order for us to survive the winter, this is only we're open 6 months, but we're really a 3-month operation. That boat, I think, retails for $8.99.
Okay, what do you sell it for?
We end up selling it for
$5-ish.
No, sometimes $5.25 to $6.50.
Okay. Now I'm trying to do math in my head here, but I'm thinking that with the money that you make over the tours over the 3 months, maybe slows down a little the other 3, right? You got 6 months total, but you got
we
3
really have
hardcore good months. So you're making up that money, and you're selling at, what, a 20-30% loss, 30% loss on the boats? Well, then you have to go rebuy them again.
You remember, I buy at whole-sale.
Okay, so that's the cost of what they would cost the normal.
Yeah, the retail price. So I'm selling them above wholesale. I'm making profit.
You're making profit on the boat. How does one just become a tour? There's got to be insurance and liability and stickers
yeah. I covered all my bases to make sure I wasn't doing something that was not permitted.
Got it.
The big costs of entry are insurance. There are very few underwriters that will insure businesses like outfitters, and so we have to jump through some hoops. We have to follow policies and procedures. We have to right now we have 4 of our guides are up north for American Canoeing Association certifications. So most of our guides have some form of certification. We all have first aid and CPR and so forth. So we are following all those rules.
How many people are you employing here every season?
We have probably 6 to 8 people who make money doing this.
And it's contract, I would assume.
No. We were contract, now we're a seasonal part-time employer because of insurance.
Okay.
Because if they're contractors, then they supposedly have their own insurance. We don't count on kids who are the age, 20 to 30 years old to have insurance. The
North American Inuits stretch animal skins over driftwood to make some of the earliest known kayaks about 4,000 years ago.
I had a little bit of experience guiding and kayaking, so I asked him if I could jump on as one of his guides, and it's been a blast. And this summer he asked me to come back, and I do a little bit of guiding, but I help him out a lot in the shop.
So is Minneapolis a pretty outdoorsy city in your opinion? Do you guys utilize the Mississippi River quite a bit?
It's very outdoors centered, but people tend to use the paths along the river a little bit more than the actual river itself. So that's something kind of cool about the falls, is that we actually get people on the river to see a different aspect of the Mississippi and the skyline and stuff like that.
I took a kayaking course and have a place on water too, so I'm a water guy. Can we get out there today? Show me some stuff?
Oh yeah, we'd love to do that. We'd love to show you how we portage.
Is that when you get out and carry your canoe?
Yeah, you carry your canoe, you put bear grease on so that the flies don't bug you and so forth. So that's what we do. We wrote the plan spring of 2009. We started advertising July of 2009. We leased the space in August of 2009. We opened the shop the 3rd week in August, ran through October, the wettest, coldest October on record, and didn't get a lot of business. But the whole idea was just basically to do a pilot. One of the really neat things in this particular little den of wilderness in the city, it's what we call our urban refuge, and we have fox in here, we have raccoons, we have fox dens. So every now and then you'll see a fox and the kits will be rolling around. We have, although we don't like raccoons, there are raccoon nests in here. So you see a lot of the baby raccoons and the mother will get all upset and do a lot of hissing. So what we're gonna do, if you guys don't mind, we'll head into this tunnel. It's about 1890s. Part of it is stone block, and other parts of it basically has been it's bored out limestone. So anyway, here we go. So you've got your light on, that's good.
I do.
So if anybody chooses not to go any further, you just let me know.
Okay. Wow, this is so cool. This does not feel like we're in the middle of the city, Bob.
No. So this is what we're all about is urban adventure. Another thing that's really cool is every now and then you'll get a beaver in here, and you'll be going in the tunnel, and all of a sudden you'll hear a.
What does the future hold for you and for Above the Falls Sports?
Well, what my original idea was to create a business, to get it to a point where it was generating revenue, and once it got to generating that revenue, sell it over a period of time and use it as a part of a portfolio.
So, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. There are a million ways to start a business, but how did Bob do it? Let's find out. He started with around $10,000 in the bank and a credit score of 750. First year sales were around $35,000, and the business operated at a loss. It cost Bob approximately $48,000 to open his business, in which he used his own personal funds. And the one word that he would use to explain what it really takes to make it in business is passion. In order to keep your business afloat, you have to keep your head above water. And sometimes if you don't just jump right in, you could let your dreams just get washed ashore. Remember, every decision that you make in business can be sink or swim, but it looks like Bob is in it for the long haul. For more information, log on to our website and click the link for Above the Falls.
Did I write a business plan? I think I did, and it was scribbled on the back of a napkin or something like that. I think I had business goals. I wouldn't say that I wrote a business plan. I didn't have financial intelligence at that time, and I really didn't know how to write a business plan, but I had goals. How important is it? It's extremely important. They say that 90% of entrepreneurs never look at the business plan after the day of writing it, but at least they've set a standard on what they think is their level of accomplishment.
Next time on Startup, we head to Atlanta, Georgia to talk to Alex, a tenacious and environmentally conscious entrepreneur who created Eco-Friendly Maid Service, a cleaning company that manufactures cleaning products from organic and raw ingredients. Then we head over to St. Louis to meet with Mike, a longtime service industry professional and pinball fanatic who started Orbit, a unique pinball lounge with a twist. Be sure to join us next time on Startup.
Another option for you. Let's see, this might be a little bit more your color.
This one fits perfect. Oh, it feels good too.
Like it was made for you.
I feel very free. So I know we're on opposite sides of the fence, but why do you always gotta balk about what you do, huh?
American Express is proud to support startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
The Chevrolet Volt, an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
The American small business was built on one thing: relationships. And every time a customer walks through the door, a new one begins. Pay Anywhere was built to help entrepreneurs do what they do best. So keep loving what you do. Just get paid for it. Pay Anywhere.
It all starts with an idea, and everyone has them. In the world of business, where you choose to take your idea determines where your idea will take you. Baker College is proud to support startup and those who dare to share their ideas with the world.